Charlie Manx es interpretado por un actor que queremos mucho acá en Argentina y se viene en N0S4A2 en AMC y él está frente a mí, Zachary Quinto. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Congrats for this TV show.
Thank you.
Welcome to Argentina.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
What was your first impression when you knew you were going to be a monster?
I felt like it was really important to figure out how we were going to bring him to life. You know, he's such a vivid character in the book. It seemed really important that we team with the best possible special effects makeup artist to help us really achieve the complexity and the dimensions of the character that Joe Hill created in his novel. So that was my first concern, you know, as I talked to Jamie O'Brien, our showrunner and creator, and Kari Skogland, who directed the first 2 episodes of the show. I really came from a place of like, we have to get this right, you know, for audiences and for people who are familiar with the book and fans of the book. And luckily Joel Harlow, who's one of the best special effects makeup artists in Hollywood, Academy Award winning, and I've worked with him before on Star Trek films, and I knew that he had the talent, the skill to help us and to really build a look for Charlie that would be scary and also would allow me as an actor to disappear into this version of the character. And by a miracle, he was available and interested and came on board and helped in such an incredible way create who Charlie Manx is for the TV show. And that's where we started. You know, that was really important in creating a physicality and vocal choices for the character. Those were all the first steps I took as an actor to really make sure that that I could rise to meet this task.
The first episode is awesome. What about the impressions after reading the whole season?
Yeah, well, I read about 6 episodes of the show before I said yes, and I was really surprised. I hadn't read the book yet, but just based on the scripts, I felt like they were much more dynamic and kind of unexpected than I went into them thinking they would be. And then I had a great conversation with Jamie O'Brien. Then I had a great conversation with Kari Skogland. There was a lot of great energy around the show. I love the fact that it's a female showrunner, female director. You know, there was a lot of collaborative spirit, and I really responded to that. And then, you know, the opportunity to transform in the way that I get to, and then I signed on to the show, and then I read the book. So once I read the book, I was blown away by how much more there is to dive into in the world. I mean, the first season of the show only deals with about a third of the book. So there's so much more that we get to explore if we can tell more stories. So all of that factored into making it a really exciting job.
Although you are an evil, did you find something attractive in him?
I think there's a charisma and a kind of manipulative dynamic to Charlie that makes him a little bit hypnotic. Yeah, I think, you know, he's a man out of time, right? He's from a different era, and he's existing in this modern world, but with such a unique perspective on things that there's humor in it as well, you know, and I like that too. It's not all one note. So yeah, there were a lot of aspects of the character ultimately that I found dynamic and compelling.
Apart from your physical transformation, how about your change of the voice?
Oh, my vocal transformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
How was the training?
Yeah, I mean, look, I went to drama school, did a lot of voice and speech work, and so I kind of went back to my roots and allowed the physicality to inform the voice. Like once I got into that posture and that physicality that I carry around for Charlie, there's only so many choices that make sense for a character that's like that. He's so hollow, he's so empty as a creature, he's so hungry for things that he'll never be able to feed, and I feel like that really informed a lot of the choices that I made physically and vocally. And that was exciting. You know, I did a lot of work in the months leading up to the beginning of production to kind of find that and carry it through the season.
Zachary, what would you do in order to be forever young?
Oh, what I do? I don't know. That like forever young, like to stay the age I am now?
Yes.
I don't know. I wouldn't go to these lengths, that's for sure. You know, I feel like aging is for me, it's part of the joy and the mystery of life, you know, and the wisdom that we achieve as we get older and the opportunities that we have to address and acknowledge and resolve the things that we've been carrying with us for years, because now we have more perspective on them. I think that's a joy that I wouldn't want to give up, even though it means I have to get older. But that's just me, I suppose. Certainly not Charlie.
No, Charlie. Well, thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks.
Si te gustó este video, dale like, compartilo en tus redes sociales y suscríbete a mi canal.